Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. It's your girl, Miss Honey, and you guys already know why we are here. We are here to talk about season 4, episode 3. 4 of Queen Sugar, darling. Also, it is 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning, a wonderful start to your holiday weekend. We are here to welcome you, to welcome all of our new subscribers, honeybees, to the tribe. We've got a lot of new subscribers thanks to Queen Sugar, and our reviews, our comments, our banter down below are largely responsible for why we get such really great reviews and viewership on our Queen Sugar. So I just want to encourage everyone to keep it up. If you have not already hit that subscription bell, go ahead and get that done. You want to make sure you take care of the most important things first, as well as that notification bell. Of course, the thumbs up, because that's like saying, hey, Miss Honey. And don't forget, of course, more important than anything, comment down below. We love to talk about it. We don't just comment. I respond, and it's a dead issue. We talk back and forth. There are people that latch on and clear up and shed light on things and bring us all together in understanding. So that's what I mean when I say let's banter about it down below. So don't forget to comment on this video. This is going to be a doozy. This was a powerful episode. When we first started out with this season 4, I was feeling kind of weird, like I was feeling unfamiliar with the characters, the depths of the characters. But I had been out of the thing for a minute with Greenleaf and The Passage and other shows, so I was not fully immersed in St. Joe and the Borderlones, and the dynamics between the Boudreaux and the Landrys and the Borderlones. You know what I mean? The dynamics between the rich and the poor. Okay, immigrant. I mean, this show is culturally current. So I was missing these pieces in this first episode, which is why I think I was kind of feeling disconnected. But now, here some 4 episodes later, I can feel my roots stretching out towards the depth that is Queen Sugar. To a deeper place. We are moving to a deeper place. Okay, everyone, so let's do this. This episode is called Skin Transparent. I think it is about living in a place of transparency and how painful that is. Easier said than done, so to speak. So let's talk about this episode. I am not sure who I want to talk about first, but I definitely want to talk about Vi and Nova last. Raw and Darla and Blue. Well, Raw has made a decision. He has decided that he is going to take on this ex-con rehabilitation on the farm type program. He's got about 10 people there on the farm. He's gone down to Aunt Vi's, successfully dodged Nova, who is peeping in every window trying to get just some glimpse of family life. That is, she has laid asunder to everybody's feeling. Gotten some pies, and he's got, this whole welcoming scenario where he is standing there on his family land, and he is talking to his kind, his peers. These are individuals who also have prior records, and they have an opportunity now to not only work, earn some money, but also build some character. And what his intentions is to keep as many of them from going back, from reverting back to old ways, knowing that hard work and the perseverance thereof will build character. You may not get rich here, but the things that you will learn here, toiling with the soil and the land and amongst each other, is going to prepare you for when you get to a place to make more money, to interview for more money, to build. It's a really, really great moment. It's a beautiful, beautiful moment. Ralph Angel, throughout this season, it has been brought up to him. Last season and this season, it had been brought up to him, and he always seemed kind of trepidatious. He's got Benny right there with him. Benny was the first person that he took in, and it kind of went sideways a little bit, but they ended up coming back together, and now Benny is learning to be a foreman from Ignacio and from Ralph Angel. So when Ralph Angel, they all fill out applications. It's all very, very official. Later on, he walks up on Benny on a tractor with Blue, and we've come full circle. Benny is becoming more a part of the family, more a part of the farm, and he and Blue are out there playing, and Ralph Angel walks up, and Blue, just as cute as he always is, it's like riding a dragon, Daddy. Okay, dragon, go on in the house and wash your hands and clean yourself up now and get you some lemonade, okay? And let me talk to Benny. So he talks to Benny, and he asks Benny, hey, Benny, what do you think? What do you think? You think this is going to work? I mean, just, and Benny's like, yeah, you help me. You helping them, and like you help me. And I want to thank you personally for all that you've done for me and how you've helped me. And Ralph Angel's like, ain't no thing. You know what I'm saying? No, he trying to tell you something, Ralph Angel. Take a moment and allow yourself to be thanked. Allow yourself to relish in how far you have come. Okay, from scene 1 of season 1 of Queen Sugar. Season 1, episode 1, scene 1 of Queen Sugar. Y'all remember what Ralph Angel was doing? Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Allow yourself to be thanked. Allow yourself to be appreciative and to be grateful. Okay, for how far the Lord has brought you. As he goes to turn and walk off, Benny says, hey, can I ask you something personal? And Ralph Angel's like, what's up? He's like, is it true what they saying about you and Blue? I don't know what they saying about me and Blue. And Benny's like, no. I don't mean no harm. I don't. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, I think it's wonderful, your relationship with Blue. You more of a daddy to that boy than my biological ever was to me. It is commendable to see what you're doing, not just here on this land, but in this child's life. Okay? And I think it's wonderful, and I'm so proud to know you and to be a part of this. And they dapped and hugged it out, baby. It was a moment. It was a moment. And it was more testimony. You see, because we do have this idea that we are the only ones that go through. We are the only ones that have issues, feel shame, feel guilt, or fear about how we will be received. And when we have these testimonies followed by encouragement and just empathy, it lifts us up. It builds us up. And Ralph Angel is on his way. He is slowly but surely evolving into that which is his purpose and his calling, which is to be a strong leader and a strong head. Then we see Darla. Darla's with her new man. Her new man is there at the home with her, and he's brought her a record player. Okay, not a CD. Okay, not a playlist, but a record player. Okay, he talks about the grooves and the sound and how it cannot be emulated outside of the record player experience. You know what he's saying? And so he puts a song on and puts his hand out. He's a handsome man. Nice build, nice size, puts his hand out. Darla grabs the hand, they stand up and they begin to dance. And he's holding her close and her head is on his chest and turned to the side, and he is you know, falling into the music, and they are just swaying in this dance, and it should be romantic. It should be charming and warm and fuzzy, but we see Darla's face and it is stricken with fear and uncertainty. Them eyes, the girl got something on her mind. And this man, I can't even think of his name, is a good man. He seems like a really nice man. He seems well-rounded. Okay, but at the same time, Darla's going through something, and what he has is not enough right now. She can't even really get into this with him. She can't return these emotions because she has no time for these things. This fear is filling up all of the small places in her mind and in her spirit. So we see where she goes and gets the book. She's got the book, and she goes through the table of contents and finds her chapter. Opens that chapter up, and the story begins, but in Nova's voice. Take note. Nova's voice. And reads about how it is, the scene is a you know, what do you call that? One of those hotels where you pay by the hour. She describes the John, the woman, and the John. The woman is Star, and she's laid out on the bed, half dazed. She is drugged out of her mind, barely feeling, barely present at all. And there is a fat, drunk, smoke-ridden, beer breath, sweaty something on top of her, pumping and pumping and pumping, and over in the corner, discarded. These are the words in the book. Discarded is her baby. Book closes. Next thing we know, she at Nova door, and she goes in blazing, baby. Blazing. Huh? Where Aunt Vi cut. Okay? Darla came in Dracarys, baby. She burned. She singed all of the edges. All of the remaining edges. That which was not cut was singed. Later on, she's standing at the porch, on the porch. Okay, and Ralph Angel comes out. Now, when he comes out the door, she's standing there. It's dark. It's the end of the day. But still a little light on the horizon, light on the porch, and she's standing there, and you hear this sniveling, this brokenness, this type of crying that has no end. It is continuous. It pours, it pours, it pours from your spirit. You are so upset. Ralph Angel does not say a word. But in his strength, he stands there. And just to show you how heavy this girl was. See, because I hear a lot of things about the Darla character. One, she always kind of seems mousy and young and kind of play innocent. Like maybe it's partly, I don't know why you're trying to act like a little girl type situation. But when she spoke to Nova, she spoke with an authority and a confidence that gave her seasoning. At this moment, we see Darla's age. We see the age of the actress that is playing Darla. It's good. But here in this place of brokenness, he comes out, he stands there, and she falls into his chest with such heaviness that you can see Coffee Cerebro, the actor, buckle just a bit, just to absorb some of the heaviness. And baby, when I tell you she fell into his chest, as it poured from her spirit, her grief, she wrote about me, she wrote about it. He scoops her up. It's different. It's different than record player guy. I'm just here. This is what you want to do. You know what I mean? But in this moment, this someone that she can talk to, someone that she can rely on, someone that she can let it go with. It's a different kind of embrace. You see, he took some of the grief from her. His hug said, I understand. His hug said, just release it. Y'all, I love this show. I can't. It just. Oh, this moment was incredible. This scene was incredible because to be able to translate over the type of heaviness a person feels when they have hit the end, the brick, there is nowhere to go but to stay in that field, and we're going to see it a little bit more with Aunt Vi, but we're not there yet. Now, we don't see a lot of the family getting together. You know, season 1, season 2, season 3, the family would get together for dinner. The family would get together for birthdays and celebrations. We did see them initially get together for the opening of Aunt Vi's prize pies and diner, but ever since the details of this book has come out, we don't see all of everybody, the children running about, milling about, sitting around the dinner table, laughing, talking, Aunt Vi bringing beautiful dishes in and out. We don't see any of that. Now let's talk about Charley. When the scene opens for this episode, Charley and Romero are at the pop-up clinic. This is where Charley and Micah lived when the mill was open, when they had the Queen Sugar Mill. Now, so in these barracks, Romero has done a wonderful job bringing all the volunteers together. They've got stations set up. It's the perfect setup for a pop-up clinic. Now, they don't have a lot of people coming. Don't look like they have anybody at all, even though they put the word out there that this is a safe space. This is private business. This is just for the, you know, such and such, and no ice and all, no raids and all of that. Still, people have to have a moment. They can't just jump right in. You know what I mean? They need to be sure. Okay, so they have this conversation. In walks Micah. Now, Micah done been over there to Aunt Borderline, Aunt Nova's house. Okay, he done been over there because she going somewhere. She going somewhere, and she want him to come over and check on the house and make sure, you know, he got a place to go while she gone, and he gonna also check on the house, but she don't want him to have no parties, and she don't want him to have Kiki over there. You know what I'm saying? Making babies. He comes in to see his mother, and Romero is standing there just kind of off a little bit, and Charley, she barely introduces him, and when she does, she introduces him as a physician's assistant, and he's in charge of the clinic, and this is what they're doing. And Romero realizes, okay, this is not gonna be introduction. Okay, so he excuses himself and goes on about his business. Meanwhile, Charley gets a text, and it is from the investigator who's been investigating these letters that Micah has been receiving, these death threat letters. And what's going on? Well, they arrested someone, and turns out that this is a lone act. He's not a part of any larger group. And Micah thanks her. Thank you, Mom, for taking care of this. Thank you for seeing about me. And she tells him, why are they doing this, Mom? It's because you're speaking out, and I'm proud of you for speaking out. Okay, he thanks her for protecting him. She lets him know, you ain't got to stop speaking out. I don't want to keep you from following your heart and doing what you feel is right and speaking out for your people. I would never stop you from doing that, but I have to make sure you are protected. Make sure that you are okay. He thanks her for that, and they hug, and she tells him how proud of him she is. Then she goes and she meets with her private investigator. This the white woman she got investigating. Okay, what's going on over there with the Landrys and the Boudreaux? Okay, and she finds out some seriously disturbing news. Okay, she finds out that there's been some finagling and shenanigans going on where the permits are concerned. She finds out that this plot of land that they have purchased is going to have a business center. A business center? Oh yes. Why? I just don't in the middle of nowhere. It won't be in the middle of nowhere for long. Come to find out, there's going to be a major highway, a major road, a major thoroughfare, lots of traffic built in and around to support this business center, this plot of land. But wait, after she looks at the map, this runs right through most of the black farmers' land. Wait a minute, this guts their land. Hold up, this guts border on land. Oh, no. How can they get this done? How can they make this happen? It's how they filed the permits. They did it real sneakily. Okay, this woman, Elizabeth, that she met at Aunt Vi's opening, had already given her a little pause, which is one of the things that started all of this digging a little bit as it pertains to land and politics. Come to find out, now it's not state. Now, they stopped the prison. We're going to stop this. Oh, no. That was state, darling. This is federal. This is federal. And they're going to put Jacob Boudreaux on the city council so that nobody else on the city council will buck it. But there's no space on the city council, right? Let me go talk to the city councilwoman, Miss Elizabeth. Come to find out, Miss Elizabeth is stepping down by force, by threat of hand. She cannot be talked into fighting. She cannot be talked into not stepping down. She cannot. Because she is afraid. This ain't the hill that she literally wants to die on. You got to know when to give up. See, but it ain't your land they gutting. Huh? It ain't your people they tearing asunder. Okay? So you take your coins, you take your change, and you take your tail, and you tuck it, and you run, my dear. Charley is determined to fight. So later we see where she is stomping across the lawn. Boom, boom. She got on a dark purple shirt and a purple and white pant, but it's a very, very small type of houndstooth print. You know, very, very small squares, and it high cut, baby, and that top is high cut with a big, beautiful bow, and she is regal. That hair is pulled up. That face is beat. She is beautiful, magnificent, darling, coming across the lawn. All the white women standing there in all white, looking at her coming across that lawn with that pop of color, darling. Okay? I know she struck fear with every step. Stops for a second. She gets a text. That text is from Davis. He's got a surprise for everyone. But we're going to talk about it. Stumps across that yard, and she stands there with Frances, and Frances is standing there, and she's got on all white. Her face is made up, and she's got on a old nasty dark blood red lip. And the more she talked through this whole scene, I was like, ugh, looked like she'd been eating rare meat. Her mouth looked like jaws, like with bloody meat in it. You know, that red lip and them old white snarling teeth. The more she talked, the more vampiric she began to look to me. So Charley was like, what's up with these watered down board minutes you've been given? Well, darling, if it's a clerical error, I am sure that one of the administrators will be able to Huh? Okay. Are they gonna be able to add in the conversation about this land? Oh yes. I know about the land. Charley, what? I don't understand. These are my people's land. My people are losing land too, Charley. I just don't understand why you would even. Now, she done already ordered Charley a drink. She want to take her power back the minute she see Charley walking across that lawn. Now, she know Charley when Charley came in the door because she done had somebody order Charley a drink, and they bring her a drink. This is not a social visit. I'll pass on the booze, boo. This is gonna tear into my land too, Charley. I'm also, are you serious? Why are you taking everything so personal? This is her family's land. Not just these borderlones, but the borderlones who have died and bled for this land. You not finna just tractor through my family's land, boo. Personal or not, it is personal. And I know about Jacob too. Wait, who are you kidding? This in the past, I mean, in the past you would have been lucky to clean toilets on this land, and now you stroll across this lawn as if you own it. You trying to remind Charley of her past, trying to take her down a notch or two, trying to take a little regal out of her royalty. And you can see Charley, she realized, oh, this what we doing? This what we doing out here? She is stunned. But baby, when I tell you she steeled her spine and she let her get it all out. And she said, you're not like them, pointing to the other white ladies. Okay, you talk about me, but I read your sister's book. The things that you have done to conquer Hollywood, to conquer the NBA. It takes a stone cold catalyst. Now see, when you say stone cold catalyst, all right, we already know what a catalyst is. A catalyst is a point of change. What the stone cold part comes in, because while the catalyst changes two opposing points for its own good, it remains unchanged. It changes the things around it, but it itself does not change. You ain't so far from me, because she's saying, I'm doing whatever I got to do. I'm doing what I got to do to get what I want to do, what's best for my family, my people, and protect mine and do my own. You ain't so far from it while you coming across here like I'm so my family and we just, Charley said, you tell me, don't talk to me about the drivel. Okay? She said drivel. She called Nova's book drivel. See, y'all like to talk about reading, darling. That is a read. Drivel. Nonsense. Fake news, baby. Fake news. Nonsense. She said, and yes, I conquered the NBA. I conquered Hollywood. You just imagine what I will do to Jacob Boudreaux. All right. And when Francis finished talking about toilets and catalysts and stone cold and all this, Charley laughed. You don't know the half of what I will do. Just think what I'm gonna do to Jacob Boudreaux, baby. And when I tell you that vampire face fell as she watched Charley fit, fine, taut, beautiful, melanated body stomp back across that yard, that land, like a queen, royalty, beautiful, unbothered. Baby, I know she was wearing the sides of her tongue out, darling. Charley is at home. She has just come in from seeing Francis. And the doorbell rings. She knows that it's Davis, and she hollers for Michael to come down and get the door. It's your daddy. Michael runs down and gets the door, and he stops. And Charley feels the energy shift and turns back and looks, and Davis comes in the door, and he's got his 13-year-old daughter by another woman that was conceived while he and Charley were married. Michael's 16-ish, 17-ish. So this girl is 13. She's some 4 years. So when he was around 4 or 5, 3, 4 or 5, she was conceived, born. Brings her in, Tia. Charley is cordial. She is friendly. She banters a bit with Tia. beautiful her name is. Oh, I love your name too. Your name is beautiful as well. It's it's a really it's a nickname actually. My government name is Charlotte. And while she tells Davis that the child is welcome there at any time, you know, because now he want to do breakfast. Now, come on, let's all go. We're going to all go to breakfast. Since you giving us this favorable response and nobody is complaining, nobody windmilling or fighting or anything like that, we're going to do breakfast tomorrow. You come on, come go with us. And I got some news I want to tell all of us. Okay, I can't take a moment with this whole situation. We ain't gonna talk about this whole situation now. I'm just gonna co-sign on breakfast. Charlie said, you've dropped enough information on us for one day. For now. Micah takes his little sister for a soda. And you're going to have to deal with this. She is here through no fault of her own, Charlie. And you're going to have to deal. She is a living, breathing. And Charlie is like, I know how DNA works, Davis, but I'm not finna be that girl's mama, stepmama. She welcome here anytime she want to visit with Micah. But what I'm not finna do is get back involved with you and your shenanigans. Okay, I feel sorry for the girl. I really do, because you stay in some doing some stuff the wrong way. Okay, he lets her know, I was just gonna tell you that I'm leaving the NBA. I'm gonna be coaching down in Miami. She was like, good for you. Toodles. Later on, we see where she drops Micah off to the breakfast. Baby, and put them shades on and backed on up out of there. She didn't even get out the car. Later, when we see Micah come in from Nova's book launch party, they get to talking. She been going through the pictures and looking, just reflecting, just thinking back. It's a lot on her right now. What is she gonna do about this whole Boudreaux situation? What is she gonna do about this whole land situation? I mean, in Nova, this is out. Everybody's reading this. Everybody has obviously gotten an advance copy of what Nova is talking about in this book. How am I going to confront this? How am I going to deal with this? Look at these beautiful pictures. These were different times, happier times. We had different people. In walks Micah. She puts the book to the side, and how was it? And she encourages him to talk about it. Tell me about it. You ain't got to be scared to tell me about it. And he begins to tell her, oh, it's just, it was a new chapter. We mean a new chapter. The book, he said, oh yeah, you read the manuscript. This was a new chapter. I guess she was afraid. She didn't know how she would. Well, tell me about it. Tell me about this chapter. And he just, I think it was something about granddaddy. It just proves that some things you got to take into your own hands. She was like, start from the beginning. So he tells her, and she then goes over and talks with Ralph, Angel, and Vi. This late night, late evening. They talk about it. They go over it. This story that Nova has told. All right. Okay. All right. Let's talk about Vi and Nova. All right, let's talk about it. Okay, so Nova wants Micah to look after her apartment. Now, at this time, we don't know about the book tour. She apparently is going into the city to do her book launch. And she would love to have all of her family there with her to support her. Turns out nobody's going to really be there but Micah. And he tries to console her. First of all, Nova, he's a teenage boy. He has no point of reference at all. He has just his small 16, 17, maybe 18 years of living is what he has. He doesn't have enough life experience to really understand the impact of what your book has done to this family. Really, because you don't even have a full awareness of the impact of what your book has done to this family. You still running around acting like they supposed to squash it, swallow it. Now you have taken the wounding and the pain and the scarring of your family, the secret places of your family, and you have shoved it down their throat. And because they can't swallow it in the 15 minutes it's going to take for you to get all these accolades and all these awards and all these book tours and all these situations and come alongside you and just stand there and be proud. No, no, no. You wanted the bloody truth out. Well, here the bloody truth is out. And the bloody truth of the reactions is out. The consequences, the cause, and the effect. It's all gonna be bloody, Nova. It's all gonna be bloody. Huh? Ain't nobody forgetting and forgiving right now. We're not doing that right now, Nova. So whatever events, no matter how majestic and no matter how prestigious, you will have to toil and suffer through on your own. Okay? She gets a call from Debbie. And Debbie tells her, oh, this love letter that was in the New York Times has just been the catalyst. It has catapulted you into stardom, darling. A first-time novel by a writer that has garnered a 6-week national book tour. So where was you going, Nova? I know you ain't got Micah looking after your house while you run into the city. Hell, he went into the city too to see the launch of the book tour. So where was you going that you wanted to give Micah a key to take care of your house? You just now getting the information about the book tour. And you acting like you want to share it with your family and you want to maybe talk to them before you leave for your book tour. And maybe you can bring them alongside. You calling and checking and leaving voicemails. I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay. All right. So she's excited. She's ecstatic. This is everything she wanted it to be, except her family is not there. The blessings of her family isn't there. Okay? So, Vi is up late. She can't sleep, really. She lies and tells Hollywood she's got recipes jumping around in her head. Okay? She got her reading spectators on. She got those on, you know. And I've got these recipes jumping around in my head, you know, and I'll be in a little bit. And Hollywood leans down and gets the crook of her neck. Okay? But before he does that, he gets shoulders. He gets into the shoulders. Okay? And he says, Vi, come on now. At some point, we got to talk about this thing. At some point, we've got to talk about him. Him who? I'm not thinking about that in Nova. And that name shall not be mentioned. The name that shall not be mentioned. I'm not thinking about him. Him gone. You ran him off. You saw to that. And I appreciate it. I can't thank you enough for that. I'm not worried about him or nothing about him. Okay? This is what she say. Him or nothing about him. He said, well, kiss that crook of that neck, baby. And got down in there. I felt it. I said, ooh. Okay, daddy. But not Vi. Vi said, she was cringing a bit, like, he said, come on, be with me. Y'all know what that means. Come on, be with me. I want you to come on in here and be with me, baby. Kiss that neck. Oh, oh, I'll be in there in a minute, Hollywood. I'll be in there in a minute, you know. Okay. He go on back in. Then we see Vi all spruced up. She's down at Vi's Prize Pies and Darla, and she not quite herself. See, Jimmy Dale is gone. He ain't there, but he there. Rhonda come into the kitchen. She trying to get Ralph Angel's pies together for his program that he kicking off down there at the farm, and she trying to get all that together. And Hollywood trying to get her to come outside and schmooze with the guests. The guests is asking about it and go out there and schmooze with the guests and talk with them. That's what and let Rhonda handle this. Rhonda come in the kitchen. She got a lot going on. Waching! She dropped the tray, and Vi jumps. Oh, she go off. We got to be more careful. This is not the day for this, y'all. What do you? And Hollywood is like, and Rhonda is. I mean, she on edge. She is coming undone. Hollywood said, "Take your time back here." Now, meanwhile, Ralph Angel come in. Why you coming in the back, Ralph Angel? I'm trying to dodge Nova. She's still snooping around. Yeah, Nova is peeping in windows, trying to, you know, trying to hope somebody will give her a look, a nod, like, come on in. But Aunt Vi apologizes to Rhonda. She centers herself. Hollywood tells her, take care of things back here. I'm going to go out here and schmooze. You just go ahead and take care and do you back here. We're a team, right? We're a team. Because he's feeling how she's pulling away. He's feeling that she is building. With every sleepless night, with every unsaid, unspoken thing, she is building a wall. And he can't have this wall. He can't have this wall. So she put a brick, he take a brick away. We're a team, right? We're a team, huh? He gave her a little kiss. Yeah. We're a team. We're a team. Nova's outside. Rhonda, handle it. Rhonda go outside, and with love, she does her job, and she is a friend, not just to Vi, but to Nova. When she sees Nova, she holds the door. She said, "Nova, now you know I love you. But your Aunt Vi is not ready right now." Well, can you just tell? No, it doesn't matter. I'm going to take that. If I take that in there, she going to put the hand up and she going to slam it hard to the ground and step on it. Okay? And then pick it up and tear it with her teeth and set it afire and put it in the garbage disposal. And when I tell you she ain't feeling you right now, darling, your words, your thoughts, your presence, your energy, none of it is welcomed in this place, in any space that Aunt Vi is. Now, I'm sorry, but you got to go. Oh, y'all want to come on in? Come on in. Y'all welcome. See you, Nova. She looking in the window like, yeah, This is the house that Jack built. Okay, this is the house that Jack built. This is a house and it ain't no home. Y'all don't want me to do it. Anyways, we see where Nova is at her book launch. And she got the seats there for Ralph Angel and Charley and Aunt Vi and Hollywood and Blue and just the whole family and Micah. Ain't nobody in their seat but Micah. It's a beautiful scenery. I love how they have used the color white in this season. Y'all know the thumbnail photo for this season is them all in white, and now all the siblings are standing behind a very prominent picture of Nova all in white, and you can just see the different hues of their skin complexion, but everything else in the photo is washed in white. We see a lot of white this season. In this moment, there is a white staircase, and the audience is mostly white, and there is a podium at the base of this huge. It's almost like the state capitol steps that she walks down. If y'all ever been to Atlanta and been in the Georgian Terrace has stairs that come down. A lot of people have weddings in the Georgian Terrace for the stairs. And she has on, if I'm not mistaken, blue. If I remember correctly, she wore a lot of blue in this episode, and she comes down in this beautiful printed dress. The fabric was flawlessly cut to her body, and she takes the stairs. Comes down that white stairs, and baby, you would have thought somebody had an amethyst, and gave it legs. She had light popping and depth and texture and color, all cascading down the stairs, and she gets to the podium and speaks. And it is traditional Nova. It is eloquent and beautiful. It is the perfect storytelling tone. It is captivating, her voice, and how melodic the story flows from her lips. You want to hear it. You want to hear more. The way she describes things and feelings and moments, it's like you're there. And this is a new chapter called, what was the chapter called? Buried Memories. It's not in the original manuscript. She wasn't sure if she wanted to add it, but here it is. And she starts out by saying she was 10 years old and she was absolutely, positively enamored with her father. Her father would take her on these fishing trips, and how on this one fishing trip they go to a bait store, and her daddy gets out with all the hope and love and jovialness of a father about to have a wonderful day with his child, with his daughter, and he goes to get bait and he comes back instead with a bloody nose and a busted lip. And then she sees 3 white men come out of the store behind her father, and they are catcalling her and saying horrible things to her. And it is set in a way where we are seeing faces. We see Chantal in the audience, and we think, oh, there's Chantal. Oh, okay. But also we see a young Nova. The description almost makes you feel like you can see the scene. They didn't show the scene, but in my mind's eye, I feel as though I can describe it. And what it reminds me of is A Time to Kill. If you guys remember Carl Lee Haney, the character that Samuel L. Jackson played in A Time to Kill, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Also, it gives me a little Eve's Bayou moment. Okay, that referencing back to the past in such a vivid manner, a person can really, really feel as though they are there. She talks about how after that moment, her father wouldn't take his eyes off of her. He was overly protective of her. Now, we can remember back to some things that Charley said in reference to, and maybe even Ralph Angel, about their daddy always spending more time with Nova, favoring Nova or something. I can feel some of that coming back through my memory banks. But she talks about how her daddy kept her safe and close to him at all times, but at nighttime she liked to walk through the sugarcane fields. Now, I don't know no child that enjoys that. It's a little weird, but she likes to walk through the cane field as if this is her world, her land, her all, looking over all that she surveys. And she comes up on her father in the distance, burying what she says is a deep, deep hole. Deep, deep hole. Okay, and then takes what looks like a black mound and pushes it into the hole. She said, and he never saw me watching over him this whole time. He never saw me watching him. But it changed. Not only did they never go fishing again together at all, but also she never felt the same about the cane field, or even really about her father. Later on, we see where Chantal comes up to her and she's at the signing table. I mean, after she told the story, everybody was impressed. The fear. Love the story. Love the dramatics of the story. I wish it was about someone else. I feel like I know the Borderlands. In my spirit, I was screaming, what the hell, Nova? You do not. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Telling these white folk that your daddy done killed somebody? You are confessing that your father is a murderer. My dear, what are you thinking? Like it's a fairy tale. A story, a tale to weave. What the hell, Nova? Afterwards, you signing book. Chantal walks up, asks about the family. How you been, Nova? It's something different about this Chantal. When we saw Chantal, I believe it was season 2. First of 3, but see, it's 2. It was 2. End of 2. She seemed more flighty, more airy. You know, just, you know, she was into the activism and all of that, but she didn't really seem like, you know, she was particularly steady. She seemed more flimsy. Here, she's standing in confidence. Here, Chantal is standing in confidence. She looks older. She's more confident looking. She's more radiant. She's very still. She seems very sound. She seems very sure-footed. And she tells Nova, I've been working on me. I've been growing. I've been changing. And, you know, and of course, I'm going to come out to support you. I see that your family isn't here. Are you okay? Are you all right? Well, if you want to talk or anything, you know where I am. You know where my place is. You want to come by my place later on? Oh, I've got things to do. I've got people to see. I've got places to go later. Thank you for the invite. And Chantal says, okay, no problem. You busy? You booked? Fine. And leans in and kisses her. And Nova's like, ooh. Okay. Yeah. So later on, after she has called and called and called and called, Charley, voicemail. Ralph Angel, voicemail. Ain't Vi, voicemail. She can't reach nobody. She drinking. She going through pictures. She all alone. She about to go on this 6-week tour. And no one cares but Micah. No one to tell. No one to feed her sense of accomplishment. Self-satisfaction. Apparently it was 2 families, maybe the same 2 families that was on the PhD show in the previous episode was there and talking about how they related to the book as it pertains to their own family, thanks to Nova. So she's proud, but there's no one there to fan the flames of pride. So she called Chantal. Chantal was like, hello. She was like, hey, Chantal, I was hoping you could come over. Chantal was like, boo. Chantal got her own glass of wine. Now, Nova done took it to the head. She had 2 swigs. 3, might have been 4 swigs. It was a good swig. She done took it to the head and called Chantal. Chantal was like, you know where I am? You know where I am. Why didn't you just come over? Why didn't you just tell me you wanted to come over? You calling me like a booty call, like a Tinder date? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm not who I was. I am not. I am confident. I am strong. If you want to be with me, if you want to see me, you have to come see me. Everything has to be on your terms. You want me to leave here and I've been drinking, I'm feeling good, feeling fine, and slept over there to the 9th ward, only to be kicked out at the crack of doggone dawn? No, ma'am. You want to see me? You know where I am. And if you want to talk about what's going on with you and your family and why your family wasn't there, we can talk about that too. Nova said, never mind. I do have an early flight in the morning. I appreciate you taking my call. Yeah, stunned. Stunned. Ain't nobody playing frivolity with you, Nova. Don't nobody want to play the radio with you, Nova. Huh? Huh? You want comfort? Come get you some comfort. And then get out. But I ain't finna bring you comfort. And then be sought out. You looking for love because you can't get your family on the phone? You ran your family off, Nova. You burned bridges. You already been cut low by Darla. Darla got there and cut her low. Darla walked in that door. You know what Darla said? Darla said, listen, you called me a thief. You say I stole to feed my drug habit. But you stole other people's stories and their secrets, and you sold them as your own. She told us, she said, you lower than I ever was. But Darla, I didn't even use your name. I did you differently from everybody else. No one has to notice you. Anybody in St. Joe Parish with half a mind gonna know that this is me. Did you even think about Blue and his feelings? About how he would see this? The word, the term, discard. I'm telling you, where Aunt Vi cut, Darla set it on fire. You lower than I ever was. Don't you ever come near me or my son again. Oh, baby, you feeling low. You feeling mighty low. And you think you going to go over there to Chantal and Chantal going to kiss it and make it better and give you just the Band-Aid you need to get through this night and get on this plane and go out here and prance around and click-clack around with these white folks and act like you got all the answers to the ills of the black culture when all you have done is lay waste and tear asunder your entire family and their legacy. No, ma'am. End scene, we see her sitting there on the sofa in the midst of her loneliness and the stink of her shame. She packs it up. Gathers herself. That was a beautiful jacket she had on in that last scene. Beautiful, beautiful jacket. Closes the door. Goes out the door and closes it. We not gonna see Nova for a minute. Huh? Okay. Meanwhile, Micah done got home. And Micah done told Charley what the story is about. And Charley done called Ralph Angel and Aunt Vi, and they down at the diner. And Charley tells them about this story that Nova told. And Aunt Vi was like, I'm not talking about this. I'm not gonna talk about this. I can't. No. Aunt Vi, what are you talking about? What do you know? What's going on, Aunt Vi? You have to tell us. Aunt Vi said, this don't need to be talked about. It don't need to be shared. Well, maybe if it's pertaining to Daddy, this Ralph Angel, maybe he could have talked about it. But everything don't need to be talked about, Ralph Angel. This isn't about Ernest's depression. This is about something way, way, way more deeper. This is a place of transparency that Aunt Vi isn't comfortable with. And she tells them about there was a time where Ernest was very, very, very worried about Nova. And she had her suspicions. She had her suspicions all along about what was going on. She didn't know. She didn't ask. And she knew. She knew her brother. She knew her brother's energy. And she felt like it's best untalked about. If he ain't discussing it with me, it don't need to be discussed. He had been worried, sick about Nova, obsessed with protecting her, until one day he just wasn't anymore. And they never saw them three white men again. And Charley is sitting there, she's stunned. And Ralph Angel is stunned. Huh? Stunned. And she said, and Charley said, well, why? I just don't, you have no right. You just like Nova. You have no right to the secret places in people. She says every dark corner don't need light. A man ought to be able to keep something to himself. Well, he could have told us and we could have helped him. He didn't tell you because it didn't need to ever be spoken of. Why would he burden what was burdening him? I'm telling you, Carl Lee Haney, A Time to Kill. What was burdening him? Doing what he had to do to protect his daughter, to keep her from being ripped and torn to shreds by a predator that wasn't going to stop unless it was stopped dead. He carried that. It didn't need to be said. Some things ought to be between you and the Father. When you get on over to glory, it ought to be some things that you able to talk and reason with God about. Instead of you puny humans. Mere mortals. Aunt Vi's had a day. She's had a day. She around there, she trying to put a face on, put a mask on. But baby, it's cracking and peeling and tearing at every hand. She walked past the kitchen door and she hear Prosper talking about his wife. But when he starts the conversation off, it sounds like something that Jimmy Dale said to her. She couldn't cook worth nothing. I don't even know why I married her. Anyway, it turned out to be a loving comment about his wife. And when she hears it, she's shook. It's like an echo of Jimmy Dale in her head. And she continues to listen. And when she realizes that Prosper is coming from a place of love about his wife, she's able to pull herself together and push through those kitchen doors and go out and talk to Prosper and the gentlemen that are sitting there. Ain't that right, Vi? Huh? She was the best cook. I sure miss that woman. And she said, well, she did something right. Her cooking was almost better than yours, Vi. She did something right because she kept you out the high yellow, that's for sure. And she's able to reconcile it. Later on, when she's talking to Ralph Angel and to Charley about this story about her brother and this situation, and Nova has told this story in this manner, and Jimmy Dale and feeling a certain type of way. When she gets home and Hollywood is in the bed, she comes in, she goes straight to the bathroom and begins to run a tub of water. And how was your day? And you okay? You all right, baby? You coming to bed? Yeah, I'm just gonna get a bath. And you can hear the water running, and he's laying there, Hollywood, with his hands on his chest. He ready for her to come to bed, baby. It's blackberry cobbler time. Okay, he been looking for these blackberries in this cobbler for a few days now. Maybe this gonna be the night that he gonna get him some blackberry cobbler. Okay, but Aunt Vi is sitting on the edge of the tub. She has barely gotten water in the tub when what is inside of her, the pain, the anguish, the sheer torment, the pain of everything that she has survived, that this family has survived, bubbles out of her spirit, and she realizes she cannot swallow. She cannot move. It's coming. And she goes to wail and grabs a towel and balls it up. Hollywood sits up. It's a cry that you cannot mistake. It is a wail of a pain so deep, a brokenness so razor sharp, it cuts through the door, the room, the atmosphere. The look of fear on Hollywood's face at the sound of the pain that was coming out of his beloved's spirit. The fear in his eyes. This sounds like a brokenness that cannot be recovered. Aunt Vi is on the floor and she cannot stop. Much like Darla, it is like somebody is giving her a dose of Ipecac. You ever been in a place where you're not sure what's wrong, but you can tell something ain't right, and at that moment when you realize something ain't right, that it's coming up, that it's coming out, you can feel it here. It's nothing you could do but try to get yourself in a position to mediate the damages as much as you can, and you realize you might as well lay in it. You might as well be in this thing, because it is here. Grief, the pain, the memories, all of it, all of it, all of it, all of it, all of it. Murder, fear, rape, abuse, drugs, prostitution, blood, pain, scarring. All of the feelings, all of the emotions behind it well out of Aunt Vi's belly. And it is a wailing sound that reverberates through the entire parish. It's a moment. It's a moment. It's a moment. That's Queen Sugar, you guys. That is the episode. It was gut-wrenching. It had moments of triumph. The moment where Charley spoke with Francis, and took that ball of shame, self-satisfaction that she knocked over the fence. She grabbed it out of the air and held it in Francis's face and let her know, crush. I am not to be played with. I am not to be underestimated. That moment where Darla goes over to Nova, and lays waste to that whole naivete, that this whole air that she's giving. Oh, they'll come around. They'll come around. You have no idea. You don't even have an idea, Nova, about what your daddy was really going through. You told that whole story from still a young child's perspective, with nary appreciation for what your father has done to protect you, to keep you from being rendered unto these wolves, these jackals, these hyenas. You tell the story so callously. Fairy tale, no big deal. Daddy buried some bodies on the land. Now what I'm wondering, and you guys can tell me, put it down below, tell me what you think, is the fact that there may be bodies on the land going to be something that Charley can use to stop this road from being built through the land? I don't know. I don't know where all of this is going. I don't know how this story coming out about Ernest Bordelon and what he possibly could have done, according to Nova's story, how it's going to play out as it pertains to what Charley is trying to do to stop the Landrys and the Boudreaux from tearing through St. Joe's Parish and the black farmers' land. I am not sure yet, but I got a feeling that there is something to this when I see the conclave of Charley and Ralph Angel and Aunt Vi talking about the situation, and hearing Aunt Vi's response to the situation. I realize How will you redeem the Borderlones? How can you take, Lord, what has been written for evil and turn it for the good of this family? I'm interested in seeing where this is going, how this will play out going forward. You guys tell me what you think. I am not going to apologize for the length of this video. I knew when I saw this episode for the first time that it was going to have to be unpacked. And I wanted it to be unpacked because I watch a lot of Queen Sugar reviews out there. People who are familiar to us and people who are new, maybe you don't know so much. And what I am realizing is that people come in with their own perspectives, but a lot of times there is not enough time in these reviews to unpack the characters. And I almost came on and did separate videos for each character and sort of just had a bunch of videos about this. But I wanted those of you who viewed this episode, those of you who have not had an opportunity to see this episode or will not have the opportunity to see this episode, I want you to really get a feel for how this Queen Sugar situation is turning and changing and evolving into a story that is so full of meat and so full of weighty things. The only way for you to get the impact of that, not having seen the scenes and the episode, is to hear someone really pull out what is going on with these characters, at least from my perspective. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I am so ecstatic about hearing what your thoughts were about all of these scenes, about Davis bringing his daughter, about Nova revealing this story, Aunt Vi, and just what's going on with her in Hollywood in the midst of all of this stuff. Like I said, Jimmy Dale he's not there physically that we can see, but he's here. He's standing smack dab in the middle of Vi and Hollywood's new marriage. I just really hope we can see some reconciliation and some redemption for the Borderlones. You guys tell me what you think and put it down below. Until next time, honeybees. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I holla.